Have you ever thought that the way we treat others could completely change the course of our own lives? A proud, ambitious manager who looks down on everyone around her. A janitor whose patience and resilience are unshakable. Two people, two lives that seem worlds apart. Yet an unexpected chain of events brings them face to face. The life-changing lesson that follows will keep you captivated. Get ready, because this story is not just about arrogance being humbled. It's proof that kindness and integrity are more powerful than any amount of status or authority. The journey from the heights of fame to the depths of regret will make you reflect on your own life. And the question is, when confronted with the truth, will you choose to change or sink deeper into remorse? Thank you for supporting Mr. Wisdom's story. Stay tuned for more compelling tales, and don't forget to subscribe to the channel for the latest videos. Wishing you joy and peace. Amelia Worthington embodies everything society often admires: beauty, wealth, and power. Born and raised in an affluent family in Beverly Hills, she's never known hardship or deprivation. Her father is a prominent lawyer, and her mother a highly influential social activist. They spoiled Amelia endlessly, shielding her from the harsh realities of life. Amelia's childhood was a series of indulgences: private horses, designer clothes, and the best tutors money could buy. As she grew older, she developed a sense of entitlement, believing she was destined to shine simply because she was herself. Her social circle was carefully curated from equally privileged peers, further fueling her deep-seated arrogance. Now, at 30, Amelia is at the peak of her career, recently promoted to vice president of marketing at a prestigious Manhattan corporation. But her drive isn't fueled by passion for her work. It's an insatiable desire to prove her superiority. To Amelia, others are merely tools to affirm her position, and Marcus Black, the building's janitor, is no exception. But for those who take the time to look deeper, Marcus is far more than a janitor. In Atlanta, he was once considered the embodiment of the American dream, starting with nothing but a toolbox and a pair of hardworking hands. Marcus possesses a quiet strength and unwavering determination, qualities that most people overlook at first glance. And it's these very traits that make him someone Amelia, or anyone else, should never underestimate. Determination was the foundation on which Marcus Black built his company, brick by brick. Black Enterprises was more than just a business. It was a symbol of hope, pride, and a pillar for the entire community. Marcus welcomed those in need of a second chance. Individuals with troubled pasts, single parents struggling to raise their children, and young people with no experience. But then the shadow of the economic recession loomed large. Contracts dwindled, debt piled up, and eventually, Marcus was forced to make the hardest decision of his life: to shut down his company. With no safety net, he lost everything. The house he once called home, the savings he'd worked years to accumulate, and even his wife, who couldn't bear the pressure. Now, Marcus lives a completely different life, in a modest apartment in the Bronx, working as a janitor in an office building in New York. Every penny he earns, no matter how small, is sent to his daughter, who is studying to be a nurse in Atlanta. Despite it all, Marcus has never allowed bitterness to take control of his life. He holds fast to his dignity and self-respect, moving forward, one day at a time. Then, the first encounter between Marcus and Amelia Worthington took place on a rainy Monday morning. Amelia, the vice president of marketing for a prestigious corporation, rushed into the office, running late. As she stormed into the lobby, she saw Marcus cleaning the floor, the mop still wet in his weathered hands. "Are you serious?" Amelia snapped, her voice cold, her gaze sharp. Marcus looked up, calm as ever. "Good morning, ma'am. I'll be finished in just a second." "A second? A second isn't enough," she hissed. "Do you know that people like me actually have real work to do? You're making everyone late." A few employees nearby stopped, their expressions a mix of confusion and disbelief as they witnessed the interaction. Marcus didn't argue. He simply nodded, stepped aside to clear the way, and continued his work with incredible composure. But Amelia wasn't done. As she passed by, she dropped a mocking comment, loud enough for everyone nearby to hear. "Maybe if people like you worked harder, you wouldn't be stuck cleaning floors for the rest of your life." Her words were sharp, like a knife. but Marcus let them slide off him, as if they were nothing more than water running over rocks. This wasn't the first time he'd heard such words. What Amelia didn't realize was that her words and attitude didn't just hurt Marcus. They shocked the people witnessing the scene in the lobby. They now looked at her with doubt and disapproval. Still, Marcus didn't let anger take over. He gripped the mop firmly and continued his work, quietly, just as he always had, embodying the inner strength he so carefully preserved. Amelia Worthington's behavior toward Marcus Black wasn't an isolated incident. In the weeks that followed, her actions seemed increasingly deliberate, as if she wanted to turn his job into a series of never-ending challenges. One morning, as she walked past the area where Marcus was working, Amelia deliberately knocked over her Starbucks cup right next to his cleaning supplies. She tilted her head, offering a smug smile. "Oops, looks like you have something else to clean up." Marcus simply nodded in response, his tone flat and emotionless. "Yes, ma'am. I'll take care of it right away." On another occasion, she blatantly left a pile of trash in the middle of her office floor, accompanied by a sticky note reading, "Please clean this up as soon as possible." Amelia's provocations kept coming, but through it all, Marcus maintained his professional demeanor, showing no anger or resistance. This only seemed to frustrate Amelia more, as she couldn't get the emotional reaction from him that she clearly craved. But Amelia's cruelty didn't stop with Marcus. She also set her sights on Diana Reeves, a colleague she saw as her main rival in the race for a promotion. Diana was the complete opposite of Amelia. Kind, well-liked by everyone in the office, and, most importantly, she had earned the genuine respect of those around her. This made Amelia see Diana as a threat that needed to be eliminated at all costs. The opportunity arose when Diana was assigned to lead an important meeting with a major client. Before the meeting, Amelia secretly arranged for a puddle of water to form near the conference room door, knowing that Marcus would be called in to clean it up. As Marcus mopped the floor, Amelia seized the chance to embarrass him. Turning to the clients, she gave them a smug, half-hearted smile and said, "This is quite the sight, isn't it? You're here to discuss multimillion-dollar campaigns, and this is what we're dealing with." The clients exchanged uncomfortable glances, clearly unsettled by her comment. Diana, sitting across from the conference table, couldn't stay silent any longer. "Amelia, that's unnecessary," she said firmly, but still polite. Amelia turned back, raising an eyebrow, then mockingly responded, "Oh, please, Diana. I'm just telling the truth. He's here to do a job, and I'm doing mine." Marcus, though caught in an awkward situation, didn't lose his composure. He stood tall, his gaze steady as he looked at Amelia, then calmly said, "I'm just doing what I'm asked to do." The simple response carried such weight that it seemed to freeze the room. No one could deny that, amidst Amelia's antics, Marcus was the one who maintained his dignity and respect. "I hope you can say the same," Marcus Black said, his voice soft but each word hanging in the air with gravity. And for the first time, Amelia Worthington felt a flicker of unease deep inside her. What Amelia didn't know was that, from a corner of the lobby, one of the junior employees had recorded the entire exchange between her and Marcus. By the end of the day, the video had spread throughout the office like wildfire, triggering a strong reaction from everyone. The HR department wasted no time in calling Amelia in for a formal reprimand. Her reputation within the company had taken a massive hit, but rather than recognizing her mistake and reflecting on her actions, Amelia became even angrier, determined to defend her ego. Over lunch that day, she vented her frustrations on Diana Reeves. "This is ridiculous. People are way too sensitive these days. I was just speaking the truth," she snapped. Diana simply shook her head, her tone calm but sharp. "No, Amelia, you didn't speak the truth. You were cruel, and that's something that will come back to haunt you." A week later, during a company-wide meeting, the CEO called everyone together to announce the promotion to Vice President of Marketing. Amelia walked into the meeting room with her head held high, certain that this would be her moment of glory. But the harsh reality shattered her illusions. The CEO stood at the podium, smiling as he announced, "We are pleased to announce that Diana Reeves will be the new Vice President of Marketing." The room erupted into applause. Meanwhile, Amelia sat frozen, her face pale with shock. After the meeting, she stormed into the CEO's office, yelling in fury, "I deserve that promotion. You're letting a janitor ruin my career." But the CEO looked at her coldly, without a hint of sympathy. "Ms. Worthington, no one is ruining your career but you." Marcus Black showed professionalism and dignity far beyond our expectations. "If you can't treat people with even the most basic respect, you don't belong here." Amelia's downfall came quickly, like a whirlwind. Within days, her attitude and behavior toward Marcus and Diana became the talk of the office. Clients began requesting to work directly with Diana, while Amelia found herself completely isolated. In contrast, Marcus received the recognition he deserved. The CEO promoted him to the role of facilities manager, a position not only offering a higher salary but also benefits and the opportunity to mentor younger employees. One evening, as Marcus was leaving the office, he spotted Amelia sitting quietly on a bench outside, her vacant eyes fixated on her phone. He walked past her, but then stopped. Remembering his own struggles from the past, he decided to turn back. "Ms. Worthington," he said, his voice gentle but firm, "life has a way of teaching us humility. Perhaps this is your chance to change and grow." Amelia didn't respond. She turned her face away, a silent tear rolling down her cheek. Months later, Amelia was no longer working at the company. The reputation of a bully had followed her, making job offers scarce. Day by day, she sat in her apartment, reflecting on the choices she had made, haunted by the fact that it was her own actions and words that had destroyed everything. Marcus, on the other hand, continued to shine. His patience and kindness not only changed his own fate, but also provided a profound lesson to those around him. Meanwhile, Marcus Black turned his promotion into a meaningful journey. He used his new position to establish a scholarship fund for underprivileged students, offering them the opportunities he never had. At the first charity gala he hosted, the atmosphere was filled with warmth and emotion. Diana Reeves, the colleague once belittled by Amelia, stood up to speak. Her voice was choked with emotion but resolute. "Marcus Black is a true example of resilience and kindness. He didn't just overcome adversity, he inspired all of us, even me, to become better versions of ourselves." Her words caused the entire room to rise in applause, while Marcus simply smiled, his eyes reflecting gratitude and humility. That evening, as Amelia Worthington scrolled through social media, she stumbled upon a picture from the gala. Marcus standing on stage, the spotlight shining on his determined face, surrounded by people who admired and respected him. Her heart clenched. For the first time, Amelia felt the full weight of her mistakes and cruelty. Marcus had risen above all the injustices she had caused, not through revenge, but through kindness and integrity. He had proven, beyond a doubt, that compassion and dignity are always stronger than arrogance and malice. Amelia sat frozen in front of her screen, her thoughts playing like a rewind of the past. She suddenly realized that the way we treat others not only reflects who we are, but also shapes our own fate. For the first time, she understood how her arrogance had blinded her to her true worth. And in that moment, Amelia realized that life always finds a way to teach us the lessons of humility and respect. Thank you so much for your continued support of the channel. We truly appreciate each and every one of you. During the content creation process, there may have been some small mistakes, and we hope you'll kindly overlook them. Wishing everyone happiness, peace, and good health in life. Stay tuned for more.